So we got all the fights covered. This is the part that I like, which is fight previews and predictions. Got a list of fights here we're going to run through. We're going to talk about, give you a breakdown what we think. All right, let's start off with Rau'shee Warren versus Nordine Oubaali. I got another name right, though.
Yeah, good shit, man. You on fire tonight or today or this morning, whatever.
That's sad when your major accomplishment of the day is saying a name, right? That's sad.
Yeah, you on fire today, bro.
So this is for the WBC 118-pound title. Me and my man talk about this. Rau'shee is one of those dudes. He's from Adrien Broner camp up there in Ohio. He's one of those dudes. Now, he did beat, I know he did beat, what's the cat name, to win the title. And I actually thought he lost that fight. Payano. He beat Payano.
Oh, yeah, Juan Carlos Payano. That's his name? Yeah, Juan Carlos Payano. Yep. So that's the guy that's the guy Noe knocked out in the first round in the first round of WBSS.
Yep, sure is. I thought Rau'shee actually lost that. I thought he lost both fights, to be honest with you, but I think he won the second one, so he is the former champion. But my problem with Rau'shee Warren is you don't know which one Rau'shee Warren you're going to get during the fight. You might get that Rau'shee Warren, that was an Olympic standout. You know what I'm saying? That, there was beasting cats in sparring, and then in the second half of the fight, you might get a guy that has kind of mentally just kind of went someplace else. Now, granted. I forget the fight. My man always remind me of this fight when he was in this fight and he let the ref get into his head because the ref was telling him that his body shots were low, which they really wasn't low, but he kept saying that, and he kind of let the ref get into his head. But those are things you can't do. You can't mentally check out in no fight, and that's the thing with Rau'shee Warren. Now, he does have the pedigree. He does have the experience at that level, and he's going to be going in there against Nordine Oubaali, and Oubaali going to have our boy Roy Jones Jr. in his corner. Oubaali is a very gifted fighter, very talented, good movement. Good, good punch placement, and very smart. He's a good ring IQ savvy type of fighter. So this is gonna be a hard road for Rau'shee Warren. I'm kind of scared to pick a winner only because I don't know what Rau'shee Warren. You know what I do? Fuck it, I'll pick a winner. I'm gonna go with Nordine Oubaali only because when a guy shows me sometimes mentally he's not there. Now this is backfired on me, but I'm gonna go with it. When a guy shows me he's mentally not there, I can't pick him. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Yeah. No doubt. It's like this, man. The fight you're talking about was against Zanat Zakayanov, a.k.a. who I like to call ZZ Top. You know what I'm saying? That's the fight you're talking about where he had that that mishap mentally and ended up losing a split decision to him. And that fight actually had him moving down and weight and all sorts of shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you're right. And that's what the difference is for me. Rau'shee Warren is he's one of those flashy fighters, man. A lot of hand speed, decent movement, not great movement, not for the type of style that he employs. He's a boxer, so he should be moving a lot better than he does. But it's not bad. You know what I'm saying? It's decent. He don't really have no power. He ain't gonna knock you out. He's got 16 wins with only 4 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? That's like a 20-something% ratio just off the top doing the math. So. He's not going. It's going to be a 12-round fight with a guy like him if he's beating you to the punch. You know what I'm saying? Right. But the thing is, as my man Bo mentioned, he has mental lapses, and with those mental lapses, like against Payano, the 2 fights that I thought he lost, he won the second one, I believe, by majority decision. But I thought he lost both of those fights, and then of course ZZ Top. You see the mental lapses in those fights. I'm thinking that he will have the same kind of mental lapse given Nordine Oubaali beat him in the Olympics. The same thing that happened in the ZZ Top fight is the same thing that happened against Oubaali in the Olympics. Rau'shee Warren was winning the fight. He got a little complacent in there, meaning he got a little comfortable with what he was doing. So he started to not be grounded defensively, right? He started allowing the pressure to get to him a little bit. And then on top of what my man Bo mentioned about the referee and the body shots and all of that, it really had an effect on him mentally. So Zakayanov was able to basically will his way to a decision behind pressure, right? This is exactly what happened against Nordine Oubaali in the Olympics. Rau'shee Warren was pretty much up on points, he got complacent, and Oubaali basically willed himself with the high volume style that he has, applied a lot of pressure towards Warren, and Warren couldn't really alleviate the pressure, so he ended up losing the bout 19-18. You see what I'm saying? Same thing. So I think I really see the same thing happening here, Bo. I think the fact that he's not mentally tough, he has mental deficiencies. I believe that losing to Nordine Oubaali in the Olympics is going to have it's going to play a mind game on him. Now I do understand this is the professional ranks. This is for something that's much more prestigious. They're going for the WBC bantamweight title, right? Yep. But I still feel with the mental deficiencies, I don't think Rau'shee Warren's any better as a pro than he was in the Olympics. Now that goes against, I think Corey Cunningham wrote the fight preview for this one. That goes against what he said about Warren being a little bit better or being better as a professional. I don't think so. He fights the same way. He's coached by, I believe, my man, what's his name, bro? Adrien Broner's ex-trainer.
Was it Stratton?
Stafford. Mike Stafford.
Right.
There you go. Mike Stafford. Mike Stafford is just an amateur coach. We've been talking about that for years. He doesn't know how to propel his fighters into the professional ranks properly when they're in elite fights. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really have that kind of training ability and motivational ability and the ability to keep his fighters defensively disciplined in terms of, keeping them out of the club, keeping them out of this, keeping them out of that. He doesn't discipline his fighters. He's just out there like, hey, man, I'm the trainer, man, about to get this money. That's kind of his, in my opinion, that's his mindset. And that's not good for a fighter like Rau'shee Warren. It wasn't good for a fighter like Adrien Broner either, obviously, right? So it's not good for a fighter like Rau'shee. So I just think the mental deficiencies are going to play a part. I got Oubaali as well taking this fight by a split decision. I think it's going to be a good fight. I believe Warren is going to try to will himself. He's motivated to get his revenge for what happened in the Olympics, but I just believe Oubaali has his ticket, man. I got him winning by split decision.
Okay, all right. This is sometimes every now and then, man, we have them moments during the show where I find myself becoming a fan. And listen to what Prodigy just said and all that. I'm kind of mad because Prodigy brought up somebody that I totally forgot about, which was the amateur.
Yeah. I mean,
and we are former amateur fighters, and I forgot that.
Yeah, a lot of times it doesn't matter, but when you're looking at a guy like Rau'shee Warren, and like we both mentioned his mental deficiencies, it matters. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. With Shane Mosley, it mattered. You know what I'm saying? Losing to Vernon Forrest in the amateurs twice and then moving up and losing to him again in the professionals. You know what I'm saying? We've seen that time and time again. So I think it happens here.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Can't argue with that. All right, next we got Badou Jack versus Marcus Browne. This is the WBC 175-pound title eliminator, and the guy that they're going to be fighting is Alexander Gavazzi. Man, I'm on stupid fire, dog. These difficult things, bro. Hey, y'all mark this on y'all calendar because I guarantee you there will never be another day like this.
It won't. He messes up at least 2 names per show.
Per show? Per hour.
Right.
Yeah, this is going to be a WBC title eliminator. I actually like this fight. Badou Jack to me, he's another one. And it's not because he has, maybe it is because he has mental lapses. Badou Jack will let you back into a fight. He'll be winning the fight, and he'll let you back into a fight. He did it in the he did it in the James DeGale fight. He did it in the Adonis Stevens fight. He actually that fight wound up being a draw because he didn't close out in the championship rounds and let Adonis Stevens win that 10th round, which eventually led to a draw. So good fighter. Very good fighter, rough, rugged dude. That he goes to the body very well. You don't call this dude the Ripper for nothing, but he will let you in. He will let you back into a fight. Either he'll have to fight his way back into a fight, or he'll let you back into the fight. So that's going to be. I'm a little skeptical about this. Marcus Browne, This is going to be a really good test, in my honest opinion. This is probably going to be a highest quality of fighter for Marcus Browne. So we're really going to see if he really is good. Marcus Browne, very good fighter, very good boxer. You got good range, measures distance pretty well. Like my man 2K would say, good mid-range puncher also. So this is going to be interesting. What'd you say?
No, I was agreeing.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because you got a guy coming up from 168 to 175, but Marcus Browne is a natural 175-pounder. So this is going to be very interesting in this fight right here, man. How do you see this going, Prodigy?
Marcus Browne is a natural 175-pounder with a lot of power. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The problem with Marcus Browne is he's mentally inadequate at times. You know what I'm saying? He's 22-0. There's no viable data in terms of a loss. You know what I'm saying? You know, no empirical data in terms of a loss that tells you, hey, this cat, you know what I'm saying, that he you know, he's mentally deficient because of this. Look at his loss. But there's points in fights that he's had where he's looked pedestrian. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the experience is going to be a little bit too much. Badou Jack, I'll never forget about Derek Edwards, man. I can't. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that hurt the gut. That hurt the gut.
I will never, ever forget about Derek Edwards, man. You know? Derek Edwards went in there and ran this motherfucker completely over. But the one thing that I must understand once I think about that particular fight is Badou Jack has improved himself pretty drastically after that loss. You know what I'm saying? He's not the same fighter. He's much more defensively sound. He's much better at anticipating where shots are going to come from. He didn't know where shit was coming from in that fight. He was just overwhelmed, right? So he doesn't suffer from the same mistakes he suffered from in that fight now. But Marcus Browne is, like you said, he's a natural lightweight. He's heavier. He's got a big-ass punch at the division.
He's a natural lightweight? What? Hold on. I called him a mistake.
Heavyweight.
I called him a mistake. He's a what? He's a natural lightweight?
Right. My bad. Natural light heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he's got the big punch there. And you know, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a difficult fight for Badou Jack early because Marcus Browne typically goes for the knockout early. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. I got Badou Jack winning this fight, though, regardless of the unknown there with him being able to take a shot from Marcus Browne. But I feel like he should because he took a shot from Adonis Stevenson. Now, you know, Adonis Stevenson's not a natural 175, but he still is one of the biggest punchers in the division, and he was able to take his shots. He was hurt here and there, but you know, he was able to overcome. You know what I'm saying? So I think he should do that here. Plus, Marcus Browne has a lot of issues, man, like down the pipe. He's wide open down the pipe, dog. Wide open down the pipe. And Badou Jack is great with the shots down the pipe, particularly that straight right hand coming out of the defensive shell. Very good at that. I got Badou Jack outboxing him, man. It should be a good fight, but Badou Jack will be ready to face Alexander Gvozdyk sometime later this year, man. I can't wait to see that fight.
You know, one of the key elements of this fight is going to be Badou Jack's condition because he hasn't fought since the Stevenson fight.
Okay.
And that's been almost a year. It's been almost a year. So when you haven't fought, iron sharpens iron. We say that all the time. Now, this is where I agree with you, Pat. I think from an experience standpoint, and I think being a part, say what you want to say about, Floyd Mayweather and the Mayweather gym. There's never a situation where them dudes ain't in shape to fight. Okay? I joke around about who he picked to train and all of that. I joke around, but them dudes is always in shape to fight. So I give them that. So they stand in the gym. So from just from an experience standpoint, just from the fact that I know Badou Jack is a cat that stays prepared, that alone should get him past Marcus Browne, especially when you talk about the mental lapses of Marcus Browne. I don't think Badou Jack has mental lapses. I just think that for some odd reason, he gets to a point where he either gets comfortable or something has to get him going. And once it happens,
he reminds me of Arthur. He reminds me of Arthur Abraham, but it it takes him a little bit. It takes him too long. He's a slow starter, and by the time he's ready to fight, motherfucker already lost like 4 or 5 rounds.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Yeah, that's his problem.
So I like this fight. This is going to be a really interesting fight, and it's actually good to see Marcus Browne stepping up like this because Marcus, there was I think didn't he turn down a eliminator fight with Gavazic once before? Were they supposed to fight, or was it Kovalev I'm thinking of?
He was supposed to fight Kovalev, but he got arrested. Okay. Yeah, he got arrested.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to be a big test for Marcus Browne. We're going to find out exactly what he made of and is he ready. This is where we're going to see it at. Because like you said, if he loses by decision, then he's still, depending on how you lose, you're still a viable person in the division. Okay, so
right.
If he gets into the Badou Jack, he puts up a spirited fight and it's a split decision loss or something like that, then you still hold your stock. But if he gets in there, he just gets blown away or outclassed or ran over, then But hey, I give him credit because at least he is taking step-up fights. Anthony Arde.
Yeah, that's a whole nother topic right there.
I know. So hey, hats off for making this fight, honestly. And I'm with you too. When Badou Jack versus Gavazic, I am going to be glued to my TV because that's going to be one hell of a fight, in my opinion. Because Gavazic, in my opinion, is still a little bit robotic. He admires his work sometimes. He goes back with his head completely up. And Badou Jack is not the kind of cat you want to do that against. So,
right.
Man, that's going to be a good fight. See, look at that. We break it. See, look at that. We giving y'all extra.
Hell yeah. I'm telling you, man.
Last but not least, fight prediction. Manny Pacquiao versus Adrien Broner for the WBA Regular 147-pound title. You want to. Adrien Broner is one of them dudes that you're tired. You get tired of wanting to believe in him, and you get tired of waiting to see. Like Adrien Broner reminds me of that guy that a woman is just waiting and waiting. Like she knows what's in him and what's there, but she's waiting to see it, and then she finally gets time and says, "Fuck it, I'm out."
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Wasted all my goddamn years on your tired ass. I'm out.
Right.
And you hope he rises to the occasion in this fight, but he still good big high profile fights because of two reasons. Number one, Adrien Broner from a marketable standpoint is still a marketable fighter, and Adrien Broner, just that, he will fight anybody. I'll give him credit for that. He will definitely fight anybody. He's probably one of the few PBC fighters that has never said no to a fight. So I give him that. Does he have what it takes to beat Manny Pacquiao? No, in my opinion, he does not. Manny Pacquiao is a volume puncher. Adrien Broner is not the type of guy typically who will let his hands go. To beat a guy like Manny Pacquiao, you have to do what? Employ jab, which is exactly what Floyd Mayweather was doing in that fight. Employing the jab, keeping the foot on the outside, piping him down with that straight right hand. Adrien Broner doesn't do that. Adrien Broner has big mental lapses in the fight, which is the reason why he does not let his hands go like he should, because he has those mental lapses for whatever reason. He waits until the very last round or close to the end of the fight to start coming alive, like he did against Mikey Garcia when he opened his nose, just like he did against Sean Porter when he knocked him down.
Absolutely.
And then you look at Manny Pacquiao on the flip side. Manny Pacquiao, although he's not the same Manny Pacquiao, full of fire and ferocity, but he still is a guy that can compete at that level. And Jeff Horn was able to got a gift decision against Manny Pacquiao because Jeff Horn, the type of fighter he was, he made Pacquiao uncomfortable. He was gritting and he was grinding on him, and he just made Pacquiao uncomfortable. Adrien Broner doesn't fight like that, so there's nothing in my mind that Adrien Broner presents that can make Manny Pacquiao mentally, from a mental standpoint, stress him out mentally at all, period. So I got Manny Pacquiao winning this fight. I think Adrien Broner will have his moments, but in the end, I think Manny Pacquiao is going to pull it out.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I wrote an article on Adrien Broner. You know what I'm saying? And I basically talked about, how he's pretty much passed the first test that everybody didn't think he would pass, and that's making weight. You know what I'm saying? Just 2 months ago, my man was hitting the mitts with Kevin Cunningham, had this big fat ass gut. You know what I'm saying? So people were like, damn, he's going to be spending this entire training camp just trying to shed the fat to make weight, at 100 within the 147-pound limit. And he passed that test. He looked. Not only did he weigh in at 146.5, but he actually looked very chiseled. And he was very focused. You look into his eyes. You look into a man's eyes, you can tell how serious he really is. And that's what I was doing at that weigh-in, looking into his eyes or whatever, whenever, we had the right shot to be able to do so, obviously. And, he looks focused. You know what I'm saying? Now, one thing I want to say about your breakdown, it was excellent. I agree with your points. My man said, though, Adrien Broner will need to be piping Manny Pacquiao down with a straight right hand. Choice of words, my brother.
No.
My man said piping him down. Oh, shit, bro. That had me. I had to step away for a second, man. That shit had me dying, man. But you're right. Adrien Broner has that wide ass stance, and that's going to be a problem against guys that have the ability to apply a lot of angles, or guys that apply a lot of pressure, a la Marcos Maidana and Sean Porter. The angle situation with Mikey Garcia, right? He applied angles like a motherfucker on Adrien Broner. He couldn't adjust to that because the stance was too wide. Plus, he has too low of a volume. Adrien Broner likes to sit in a shoulder roll and just wait for opportunities to counter. He's hardly ever first in the higher divisions that he's campaigned in. When he was in the lower divisions, 130, 135, he was first. Remember Jason Litzau? God, I always forget the damn Latino dude's name.
DeMarco?
I always forget his name. He was undefeated. He retired right after he lost to Adrien Broner. He retired. But him, Frankie Gavin, he was first in those fights. You know what I'm saying? But moving up, even like as soon as he moved up, skip 140, went to 147, fought Paulie Malignaggi, he wasn't first. He wasn't first anymore. And he hasn't been. You know what I'm saying? He's got to be first. Manny Pacquiao is susceptible to the jab. He's a speedy fighter. Just like any speedy fighter out there, you got Roy Jones Jr. Being susceptible to the jab against Antonio Tarver, right? Meldrick Taylor had been susceptible to the jab in his career. You got Sugar Shane Mosley was susceptible to the jab against Vernon Forrest. Speedy guys are susceptible to the jab. I will mention this because my man Bo is gonna do it if I don't. Mike Tyson was susceptible to the jab.
I got a new one for you though. I thought of a new one because I knew you was gonna do that.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather was susceptible to the jab. Watch when he fought Oscar.
Oh, yeah. Floyd Mayweather was susceptible to the jab from a guy that doesn't really have a good jab against Marcos Maidana. You know what I'm saying? So that's actually Floyd's kryptonite. I've been trying to tell Kess that shit his whole career. He's susceptible to the jab. You know what I'm saying? But that's what you do against these speedy guys. You keep the jab out there. So what Adrien Broner is going to have to do, he's going to have to decrease the amount of space in between his feet, a la stop standing in that wide-ass stance like you're a motherfucking gymnast about to do the splits. You know what I'm saying? Tighten it up a little bit so that you can move. You can attempt to move with Manny Pacquiao. A guy that's giving you angles, you got to move with him, right? You got to have enough footwork and agility to be able to move or elude the shots that are coming at angles. Because the shots you can't see, guess what's going to bail you out? Your feet. You see what I'm saying? So if you're not grounded defensively up top because you can't see the shot coming, your feet are going to bail you out. So he can't stand there and allow this motherfucker to keep him in a triangle. The triangle theory that I like to call, a fighter who moves at 3 points of a triangle and keeps his opponent in the middle of that triangle. He can't do that. You know what I'm saying? He can't allow himself to be caught in that triangle. Also, Manny Pacquiao likes to lunge forward a lot. The best moment of him paying for his lunging forwardness, if that's even a word, you know what I'm saying, was against Juan Manuel Marquez when he got knocked the fuck out. He actually hesitated. He hesitated like he did a feint, jumped forward, then jumped forward again to launch the straight left hand, and got caught with a fucking counter right straight down the pipe.
Yep.
So while he's lunging in, Adrien Broner's got to see that, and I would like to see Adrien Broner shoot that right hand and jump back. You see what I'm saying? Jump back, make him reset. Also, Manny Pacquiao likes to dip to his right, throw the straight left hand. That's one of my best punches, the best punches I like to see from Manny Pacquiao. He's herky-jerky, he's moving around, he's bouncing around. Then he dips to his right, throws the straight left right down the pipe. He was killing Timothy Bradley with that shit. I like to see Adrien Broner pivot to his right, try to time that, pivot to his right, shoot straight right hand. Also, when Manny Pacquiao is lunging, I like to see Adrien Broner pull out that check left hook like he did against Sean Porter in the 12th round of that fight. That's what actually knocked Sean Porter down. I like to see that. But at the end of the day, all those things compiled with him being first by keeping the jab out there. He's got the way Manny Pacquiao fights. Adrien Broner has to modify his style, bro. He can't fight the way that he normally fights against Manny Pacquiao. Now, the only way that he's actually successful without making too many changes to what he normally does in the ring, what we're used to seeing Adrien Broner do, the only way he could be successful is if Manny Pacquiao comes into that ring tonight and fights Adrien Broner the way he fought Jeff Horn.
Yes.
And the way he fought Jeff Horn was he stayed majority of that fight besides the ninth round. The ninth round was probably the round where I was like, finally, he's doing what he normally does, jumping around, providing angles, shooting the left hand down the pipe. But for the other 11 rounds against Jeff Horn, this motherfucker was on the center line. You never see Manny Pacquiao at any point in his career standing on the center line. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he was doing against Jeff Horn. If he does that against Adrien Broner, well, shit, Adrien Broner, again, well, then all he would have to do is just stay active. You know, don't get into a situation where you're throwing 10 punches around. You know, bring your volume up. He could beat him if Manny Pacquiao stays on the center line. But I don't think he will. You know, he didn't do it against what's his name, Lucas Matisse. So I don't think he does it here. So I believe that Manny Pacquiao will dance around Adrien Broner and route to a unanimous decision. I don't think he stops Adrien Broner what a lot of people think. Broner's got a lot of heart. He also has a pretty good chin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Moving up from 135 to 147 to fight one of the hardest punchers at 147. He got knocked down twice. But in that fight, he was actually outboxing Marcos Maidana a lot of points in that fight. You know what I'm saying? And, he lost by decision against one of the hardest punchers in the division at that time. So I suspect he goes the distance. He just gets outclassed. I say 8-4 Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, I agree with you on that aspect. The fighter you were thinking about that Broner fought was Elroy Perez. I looked that up.
Thank you. Eloy. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, right. Eloy Perez.
Yeah. Beat the dust off that boy. But see, Broner was much bigger than him. But beat the dust off. He put Eloy in retirement, fam. He didn't fight after that.
Yeah, he sure didn't. He did not fight at all out there. That was it for him.
Yep.
That was it for him. Yeah, your breakdown was, you can't really add much to that breakdown, and you're absolutely right. I don't know why. Like, Adrien Broner gets in that wide stance. And here's the thing, people. That type of – see, there's certain stances that work for certain fighters, right? That stance is awkward to me when I see Broner do it because you're doing that wide stance while trying to fight in the Philly shell. That shit don't go together, dog.
No, it don't, man.
Like,
it don't.
For example, like if some of y'all follow me on Facebook and you see the concoctions that I take pictures of what I'm going to eat, that shit don't go together.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Fighting in the Philly shell with a wide stance is like eating peanut butter and egg sandwiches. It don't go together. It don't go together, bro.
And that's the thing about that style that when he does it, that frustrates me. Is like you're doing that, trying to use the Philly shell, don't go together. And this is and hence why you're not like when Floyd do it, or when you watch guys like Joe Frazier who did it, they're able to explode out of that whip hook, right? Yeah. But the reason why you do that is because the way your body is positioned and balanced, it is in perfect position to throw a counter. When we have a wide stance, which is a puncher stance, you're not in position to throw a counter, especially if a guy takes not even a half a step, just a quarter of an inch step back. He's out of he's out your punch range.
Absolutely. He's got to make the modifications, man. There's no way that he goes in there. The Adrien Broner that fought Mikey Garcia, Sean Porter, Paulie Malignaggi, Adrian Granados, even fights that he's won, you know what I'm saying, at 140 and 147. He can't fight Manny Pacquiao like that. He can't. He's got to make modifications, man. We'll see.
Most definitely. Most definitely. So we both got Manny Pacquiao winning this fight. Yeah, I'm with you. I think Manny Pacquiao wins by unanimous decision, 8-4. I'm even willing to go as far as say maybe even 9-3.
Yeah.
It's going to be an uphill battle. Now, granted, if Adrien Broner wins, you ain't going to be able to shut him up.
Oh, man. Well, he already said if he beats Manny Pacquiao, this puts him at legendary status. He already said it, bro.
I don't know about that. But,
yeah.
All right. But you know what, though? I'm going to put it like this. I'm glad he says it because that tells me he understands the importance of this fight.
Yeah.
So I'll take that.
Hopefully. I mean, look, man, actions speak louder than words. Now, he showed me his actions with getting down and weight. Now I need to see his actions in the ring. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see.
That's very true. Well, all right, man. As always, man, that is the show. I want to thank the Prodigy for being here. And as always, man, like we said, go to 3kingsboxing.com where you get the latest and greatest of what's going on in the sport of boxing, along with fight recaps, previews, and breakdowns. All right, Prodigy, man, take us out.
Yeah, as he already mentioned, hit up 3kingsboxing.com to get the greatest or the best information, boxing information and news, as well as interviews. Also follow us on Twitter at 3kingsboxing, Instagram at 3kingsboxing, on Facebook where we're popping 3kingsboxing. Also, there's a donate button on the website. If you're on your desktop, it's at the top right corner. If you're on your phone or mobile device, it will be at the bottom of the screen. Please donate, help support the authors. They've been putting in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in the articles that they write on a daily basis. We will greatly appreciate it. 1 cent, 50 cents, $1, anything helps. And shout out to all the people that have already donated up to this point. As in terms of this podcast, we will be going live. We're still new to Blog Talk Radio, so we're trying to get everything right. But we will be going live every Monday and Thursday at 8:30 p.m. That's Central Time. So Eastern Time, that's going to be 9:30, and Pacific, that will be 6:30. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Also, if you want notifications on when we're going live, go ahead and go to the 3 Kings Boxing Worldwide page, or you just go on Blog Talk Radio, type in 3 Kings Boxing Worldwide in the search. Our page will pop up. Click that follow button, or you can just type it into the link, blogtalkradio.com /3 Kings Boxing -worldwide. That will take you straight to our profile. Click the follow link, and you should get notifications when we go live. But this is it. This is what this is real boxing talk right here. There's a lot of phonies and fakes and shit out there all over the place. Blog Talk Radio, a lot of different radio shows that don't know what the fuck they talking about. But this is the real shit right here. We got the website to prove it. Anything you see on the website, we will come on here and give you a critical analysis about. And this is boxing talk from guys that have actually been in the ring and know what is actually going on top of us being behind the scenes in the media, knowing exactly what's going on. So this is it. This is where you need to be if you like boxing talk.
Yeah, man, I can't add nothing to that. Not going to add nothing to that. And with all that being said, thank y'all for joining us. Prodigy, appreciate you being here this morning. Peace.